So I was trying to center it so that you could see, but whatever, you kind of can, right? It actually goes up farther, this piece. It's a big piece. Can you see how huge it is, right? In comparison to me. So I haven't done a video with me in it, and I thought I would just kind of talk about some of the issues that I'm facing with this piece. First of all, it's really, really cool to be working so big. I mean, this just hasn't been possible. And yeah, I'm kind of looking at it in back of me, and it's just so cool to be working this big. So that's been amazing. But I've run into a little bit of a creative struggle, and I thought it was good to talk about that because inevitably, as we work, we're going to run into that moment where you feel like, I'm not, it's sort of not going, things have been going along so beautifully. And when I got here, I just kind of leapt right in, right? I mean, I didn't, like other people were, taking little walks in this little, I don't even, it's like a cluster of houses. It's not even a village. There's no stores or a post office, everything's almost an hour away. There's like a church, a graveyard, a cluster of homes, and then this chateau, and that's it. So, but people have been exploring, and I didn't do any of that. I just kind of I came in here and I just went full on in, I feel like, well, I don't have a studio at home, so this is huge, right? And, so, I realized, okay, I can work big, so I expanded my piece. I doubled it in size, right? It was this side, and I expanded it. Yeah, and so I started painting. I started throwing paint, like literally throwing paint. And now I'm getting a little fiddly with it, and I'll talk about that as I'm pointing to it, so you can see the things that I'm focusing on. But the bigger issue here is the process, right? The process of working. Things are moving along nicely. That's always great. But inevitably, there's a moment where you start to feel like you hit a roadblock. And for me, two things. I thought, okay, I need to go for a walk, remove myself, go for a walk. It's a bit cold and gray, but anyway, go for a walk and come back. But then I started taking photographs, and I kind of started to move things around a bit, and that felt like things were moving in a positive way. So yeah, I mean, nothing awful is happening here. It's all good. It's all part of the process. And I think the thing for me is to remember, don't fall into despair. This is part of it. This is all part of it. It's all good. It's not good. It's not bad. It just is. It's just part of this process. And the more I don't label it as, or get into a panic about it, the better. So just move forward, just keep going, and I'll insert a little clip of some of the issues I'm facing. All right, so middle, right? I always tell my students to beware of the middle. You have to be so careful. Whatever you put there is where the eye is going to immediately go. So if you have a big thing of red, that's like a target, right? So I got myself in a little bit of trouble with the middle which is kind of funny because that's what I'm always telling people who take my workshops. Like, I'm always on them about the middle. So I've been struggling, and I don't know. I was going to take a walk, and you know, I think it's important to film the struggle, because inevitably with a piece, there's going to be a moment where you think, I don't know, that's not working for me. So, you know, this is part of the challenge. I'm really loving this area here. I love this area here. This I'm sort of working with, but I'm not feeling like, you know, one way or the other. This I really like what I did over here. I really emphasize those shapes. I like that. I like the blue even here. I'm not sure, and it may be that I need to just back off. I keep wanting to stick something in there, and you know, I know better. So this is where I'm at. I've painted over the red. I've made it more orangey. I'm gonna leave that. I'm gonna let it dry. I'm going to pin the other stuff down. I'm gonna even start maybe stitching. One thing I wanted to add was I've added little strips of wool here to emphasize the leaf shape. I'm not sure that's gonna stay. It may stay, it may not. Whatever, I'm sort of like, I'm not sure. That stuff I don't stitch down. What I do like is, I love these orange striations. I'm gonna stitch those down. I think I like this blue, but I'm sort of, it's getting close to the middle. Let me leave it alone. I love this stuff. I'll stitch that down. I love this. I'm gonna stitch all that down. Not sure about this one. You know, so stitch down what I feel like, yeah, I got that, and the other stuff, maybe not, you know, but that's where it's at for today. I keep hoping it's going to be warm and sunny, and it's not. It's cold and gray, but this is my window. That's what I see outside. I may decide, I have not wandered. And evidently this church here is amazing, and there's a cemetery. So I think I may go over there today and just check that out. So that's kind of it. You know, I think I'm going to go out. I'm going to take a little walk. I have some laundry that I'm doing down in what we call the dungeon. It's very dark and gloomy down there. So this is the downstairs, and this is where we go for our laundry. But look at this. This is the old, I guess, original kitchen with the stove. And evidently Marie, who is the chef, is desperate to have this kitchen down here because it's so much bigger. But that would require, I guess, some extensive renovating. Look at this old chandelier. Look at that. Wild. And then you go down here, and it's pretty dark and cavernous. But this is where the laundry is, in here. To turn the light on. So I just did a couple loads. So in 20 minutes or so, I have to come back down to get my laundry and put it in the dryer. So here's the door. And then you go up here. This is funny that it's in English. That's the road that we came up on. This is like an overflow for the kitchen. This is where we eat. This is where we came in. This is the entry. This is the book that people write in and leave art of some kind. I'll leave something in here. This is going up to my bedroom. All the rooms are different. Some of them are quite enormous. Mine isn't big, but it's perfectly nice. Look at this guy. Evidently, these tapestries are all original to the building. I love this piece and this one. I don't know who the artist is. This is heading up to the studio. This is the bathroom. Look at that tub. And it's amazing. I actually took a tub the other day and it's fantastic. Okay, so here's my little room. It's very sweet. There's my big window. Here it is coming from the other side. I've got some stuff in the dryer. I'm going to go check on that, and then I'll come back in a little while and I'll sort of see what the next thing is. And maybe the next thing is that I take the whole thing off and I start stitching some of this stuff down. Maybe, or maybe not. I don't know, but I'll figure it out. And, but this is part of the creative struggle, part of what I've found inevitably, part of being, the process, the creative process, is there is a moment where, and maybe sometimes many moments, where you hit some bumps and you just got to keep pushing through. And, if that means you got to go for a walk, you got to move yourself out of this little bubble, then do that. But so the important thing is not to panic, to do something else, come back, and then, just let it be that's part of the deal, and it's all fine. Okay, so I just wanted to talk about what happened today. So I did a whole bunch of walking. I did, and then I came back and I redid this area. And then, and I'm gonna zoom in, I decided to take this area and add it with wool so that it gives it like a whole nother element coming out. And I may do the same here, and I may even do it here. I did add these little veins here, which I rather like. I then added this bit of wool, which I think is working. It's got like enough, this is from Steph Francis, and it's got enough striations in it that are sort of mimicking some of this other stuff. I've got this cutout bit here. I've got wool striations in orange here. And then I've got this sort of weird lacy thing that I cut out, and I had this up in the beginning and then took it down. And I've put it back up here. But I'm feeling excited because I feel like I solved the problems I was having. I feel like this is like smack dab middle, and so I wanted to be careful, but I feel like it's blending in enough and picking up some of the blues that it's not just screaming out at you. We'll see. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to keep going. I think I'm going to do a couple more veins here in wool. I'm going to then leave the whole thing, come back tomorrow, And if I feel as happy as I do right now, I'm going to take the whole thing off and I'm going to start stitching this stuff down, which is pretty exciting because I haven't even been here a week, and I figured, I mean, it wasn't clear to me that I was going to be stitching at all. So if I can just get all of this stuff stitched down, which I think I can in the next few days, I actually will have time to start doing some stitching beyond. So I'm feeling pretty excited. So I videotaped earlier today. I was struggling, and I think that's an important part of the process. And so I'm glad I sat down and I'm glad I taped it. And now here we are. So very cool. So I hope all of you are well, and I hope you guys are I hope all of you are enjoying these videos as I am here, and find perhaps you can relate or find some inspiration or whatever. But it's so lovely to be here. This is just an opportunity unlike anything I've ever had, and I'm just ecstatic to be here. So until next time, let's keep stitching together.